done. Okay, now I can see it. Now I'm just getting some food in. I haven't eaten all day. Legit just forgot to eat today. And that's not a good recipe. If you don't eat and then you try to flex your brain muscles on stream, disaster. When I drink from this, I want to go like LTT water bottle, but I can't. I'm not LTT. Doesn't make any sense. Let's see if the VM is up. So I should be able to do this, and then yeah, we have that VM. Yep, awesome. There we go. That's the correct one. So I notice how Rastamouse is not in the chat. That's because I forgot to join his live stream 2 times in a row. Like, I'm a bad person at this point. The first time I didn't have time, but the second time I just, hey Olaf, hey man. This time I just straight up forgot to join Rastamouse live stream. So I feel bad for that. If he joins later on, I'm gonna publicly apologize for him for not joining his live stream. Oh. Food. Okay, so where did we leave this at? Like, I usually can't even recall what I did yesterday, so retracing my steps last stream is gonna be interesting. I think we figured out that AMSI.fail had some problems with payloads using double quotes and single quotes. So I like added an option for it. So like, I know that AMSI utils is a substring that I want to encode or obfuscate, and that it is in double quotes, and that I should only what method I should use for encoding. And I think we managed to patch AMSI.fail so it gets past Defender again. And again, like, I think, this is my assumption though, but I think that if Defender really wanted to catch these AMSI bypasses, they 100% could. I just think that either they're saving that logic for like something like Windows Defender ATP, or they're, I mean, just not doing it for some reason. Because, I mean, all these methods detect or, I mean, revolve around modifying AMSI DLL in memory, or the reference to AMSI DLL in memory. So if they could detect that modification and stop just detecting freaking strings, then they would be able to just easily patch it. So that's, I guess that's the whole reason AMSI.fail exists. It's a giant troll, right? And also, I mean, PowerShell stuff, pretty dead. I mean, yeah, people still use it, but I mean, having logging and stuff in place to catch anything PowerShell is super straightforward now. I mean, it's like it's a baseline. So yeah. So that's if this still works. So the general way you can check if AMSI is enabled is just try to write AMSI init failed. If I can write. And it will say, even though this is just a string, right? This is not a function. This doesn't do anything. This is just me feeding random or like a specific text into PowerShell. PowerShell will run this through what's called AMSI scan buffer, and it will return like, this is bad because there's a signature in there that uses this string for patching me. And it's so stupid. Like, yeah, it's the same. Like, try renaming your Wi-Fi Mimikatz. Your computer will freak out. Try renaming your user account Mimikatz. Your computer will freak the fuck out. Because of silly signature detections like this. Or I should say like string detections. That's what it is. And it's a pretty like hardcore one as well. Like, yeah, this could cause a lot of false positives. So I mean, I think we got this point. I think we got that. So I could patch. I could just release this now. But I want to add something. I started adding, but then I stopped for, which was normalization. So this is really cool. Normalization is freaking dope. So how would we implement this? How would we implement this? So I think I need to like, I can't even recall how I did this. I think I need to test some. So let's try to make this, because that's how it works, right? Obfuscate scope is max. Yeah. Let's just try to obfuscate everything using that technique, and let's see what it looks like. Because I think I got pretty close to implementing this. So we're just gonna we're gonna cheat a bit. We're gonna do like this. And then that for each will never hit because we hit the return. Let's just see what the output is. I don't recall how this works. At least not fully. So are you working your ass off now, Olaf? Are you having a lot to do with the whole proxy login thing, or? I know our ER team is working day and night. They're fucking champs. Like those guys, the girls are the real MVPs right now. Hey, hello Martin, what's up? I know Martin is also working his ass off. Oh, okay. That's embarrassing that I don't know, but I know Martin has been working his ass off as well, day and night. Those guys are the real MVPs. I got a couple of like, after I posted the picture for, okay, so this is how it looks like. It's pretty cool. So it takes like a string, and then it finds the, I don't even know what it's called, but like it finds all those weird language twerks for different characters. Right. So it takes the A, and then it finds like a weird A from some foreign language, and then it puts it in, and then a PowerShell will actually normalize that for us. So I think this is pretty accurate of what I'm trying to do. So I think I can just try to show you that. Clear. Too much. Yeah, this is pretty cool. So it actually takes this, and then it normalizes it back to what it's supposed to be. So I started, if I can recall correctly, I started mapping, I started mapping all the different ASCII values for different characters. Because you know, where's the AMSI.fail? Is it here? Okay, let's generate, so we'll get an AMSI.fail. Yeah, this one. Right, so if I go back here and I try to type AMSI.fail, it says virus. But if I use the normalized one, it isn't getting, or I guess I should say like the foreign language one or unnormalized one. I think it has a word, I just can't recall what it's called. It's called diacritics? Diuretics? I don't know, it's called this. And it obviously doesn't have string signatures for that, right? So I could normalize this on runtime back to the original ASCII values, and then that would be a valid form of obfuscation. Now I'm pretty sure this won't work, because this is a rough implementation, and it definitely had some issues, and mainly due to how the syntax works, like how it's layered in between each other with single quotes, and then that I can't have single quotes around that because that would break it, stuff like that. So that's okay. Well, that worked actually. So that actually ran. So if I try to do AMSI and it failed now, it will... No, it didn't. Okay. And there we go. So it works. Lol. Okay. So I think... It just works actually. Maybe I could just... Okay, this is a stupid... Why does it do this? That's because whatever was here was in single quotes, right? So this is the Graber reflection. Graber reflection. What was there? So it's replacing AMSI and it failed. And AMSI and it failed. I'm blind? Ah, it's the top one. Yeah, it's this one, which is in single quotes, right? So it definitely works for everything. It looks like it should work for everything in single quotes. But then again, I like, maybe it just works. That's actually I think last time it ended up. Then this music is good. Hey Rasta! I literally just talked about how I feel so bad, and I'm publicly ashamed of forgetting to join your live streams when you join mine. Like, I'm not sure I understand. I should issue like a public statement. Or, okay, that sounded like I'm the kind of guy who needs to do that. But like, I should just straight up say I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm not sure I understand. Oh. So this is why. Oh. So this is my unit testing. This is how I do unit testing. Is your eyes burning, Rasta? Works. Well, this definitely confirms that this thing right here works. Like the diacritic. I have no idea how to say that. How the diacritic obfuscation works, which is pretty cool. So I just talked about that if you didn't catch it, but it basically takes letters from foreign languages and it makes PowerShell like normalize them back to the actual like raw ASCII value that it's supposed to be, and I can use that for obfuscation, which is really cool. So I think I'm gonna definitely implement that. So the main detection for the version that's live now is actually the web HTML ones, because that's turns out it's super easy to patch because it's the same stuff every time. Okay, so let's try to implement this, right? So I did some cheating here, so this needs to be removed, and then I'm actually going to retire the web utility one due to its detection rate. So I'm just going to do this, and then the max. I don't really need to do the max case thing anymore, right? Good. Within the specific range. Does that mean it will never generate 2? Yeah, it does. The greater or equal to min value and less than max value, right? So this needs to be a solid 3 or it will never hit. So that's good. Then I should probably do something about this, right? So I can definitely, I think I can definitely do the random capital, lowercase, uppercase stuff. Random case. Pretty sure that I can do random case on at least this part right here. So let's actually take that out and do a random case on it. And then it doesn't really need to have that anymore. Doesn't need this. And then that should be fine, yeah. Is there a shorter one for replace? So obviously my DMs were hit with like super shady ass requests after posting the pick of the proxy log on POC. Some people even actually wanted to buy it. Well, Edge uses Bing. Yeah, I was like, how much? No, I didn't even reply. Obviously, there were a lot of kids desperately trying to make me tell them how to get the Canary or how to get past the last stages that the public won. Yeah, I should definitely just send them an EXE, right? This is the POC, and then rickroll them with an EXE. That would be super funny to do, but technically it's illegal, right? Probably wouldn't sue me, but is it true? Because depends on the EXE. 250k, right? The guy who DM'd me was a lot more shady. And I definitely wouldn't, I don't think he had the funds to buy anyhow. But it was super shady. Shorten. Like, how can you find the I've always wondered if there's like some easy way to see the shortcuts for PowerShell commands. Like if there's like a library I can look up. I guess I could look up system management automation and look for dash replace and see if there's like a shortened version. I guess it would be -R, right? Alias in PowerShell, okay. Get alias, well that sounds like a thing. Yeah, that's only for, no, I mean, yeah, let's search. Oh wow, this is awesome. This is freaking awesome. I probably have to do like this, right? Oh, how is that? PowerShell search outputs. I can probably do find as well, right? I'm so not great at PowerShell. I think yeah, select string it is. Select. And then it's like pattern. Oh come on, this VM is super buggy. Replace. Okay, well that's sad. Doesn't look like that works. I could try though, I could just test it, like if I do this and then I do R instead of replace. No, didn't work. Yep. Nope. I wonder if you could do this. That would be actually at least a bit less. Then I think I have to like. Well, that did something. But yeah, this is the issue. I remember this. I remember this being an issue. Yeah, but I have no idea what this statement is. Like, what is this? /p-mn? Like, this is what I'm looking to replace. Like the weird normalized one. I guess I would have to look into this. PowerShell normalized string. Hey, from 2015. Yeah, because this, I think, okay, so I think I can recall this right now. So technically you're supposed to do it like this and then like put those into string builder, but doing it like doing it with the dash replace shortens that somehow. I think it's the best way to do it though. Unless I wanna invoke C#. I can probably like use some C# method for it as well. That's technically dot replace, I guess, is the C# method. But I think I'm just gonna leave it as it is actually. I mean, I could look at it another time. Usually, I think a good thing when you're trying to patch signatures is don't overdo it. If you overdo it, you're only making more work for yourself later on. Like, if replacing that one string or making that string a capital A in the beginning and instead of a lowercase one fixes the signature, then that's enough. Like, if you start, the more you overdo it, the less you have to work with later on, usually. The easier it is for the guy who's making the signature or whatever, or it's probably automatic, right? Then it's better. No reason to overdo it. You're only going to create more work for yourself. That's at least my opinion. So this could probably be obfuscated. I could probably char obfuscate this. Right, so I could do for each char in form D. I could do string obfuscated form D. Oh, that should be a char array, right? No, it's actually, it can be a string. Because this outputs it as a string. Okay, sure. That's not great, but it works, right? Not sure if this will work, but we'll find out. So the issue here is this. I wonder if I can like put some stuff in between here. I've seen these, right? Can I do this? No, that's not backticks. Backticks is the other thing. Again, really no need though. This is gonna do just fine. Do you think I can obfuscate this as a char array as well? That would be. Let's try that. Why not? And I just said don't overdo it. I'm overdoing it. Lol. So I think it would be this, and then you have to put this there, and then you can do that, and you can do... I actually think you can remove this whole thing. Let's see if... oh, that's not char, obviously. That's the obfuscate pattern. Let's see if that works. That's super cool if that works. So I think my prediction is that this week is probably going to be the one where people start dropping like a fully working dynamic proxy logon. There's been 2 dropped right now. The first one was the one that was intentionally like broken, and you had to do, I guess technically you had to do some reversing to figure out what that was about, and yeah. And then the other one that got dropped yesterday, I think I guess today night, but yes, yeah, like 0030, like today, is technically working, but it has some statically encoded or statically written stuff. So I think this week some kid or some guy is probably gonna take that thing that's statically coded in and make it dynamic and then call it a day. And then people are gonna be in for a bad time. I guess people are already in for a bad time. I mean, I've seen multiple reports now that the original POC got leaked either from Orange, that's DevCore, right, or Microsoft themselves. That's some third party that Microsoft shared the POC with. They're blaming China, of course. Some Chinese third party shared it, and that's how it all started, due to the timeline of how stuff started. So that's going to be interesting to follow. I'm wondering if there's going to be like a solid backlash for that. If like we're going to start to see Microsoft giving themselves some sort of ruling for sharing POCs internally. Obviously, I think them just taking down whatever they want because they own GitHub now is a dick move. But like, I don't agree. I like the fact that the guy shared like it wasn't working. So technically, it's not that bad, right? But I mean, yeah, I still think it's early to share anything fully working right now. It just does way more damage than it does good, so there's no point. That's my understanding right now. Okay, so let's try this. Yeah, I said 1, so it will only do the first one, so that's wrong. I gotta either remove or change those to 3. And let's stop. Oh, what? It's true? I thought MS was behind that. Oh, okay. So that was the instant reaction from some guy over a Git. Okay. Then I take that back. I have been misinformed. I was told, or my understanding was that it was a Microsoft call. So I guess that's, yeah. Justin, I guess the boss of my boss, started asking me, or kidding with me when I was super hyped to get the POC working, right? And he was starting to wonder if I was running a side gig with some ransomware or something. He started wondering if I was doing ransomware on the side. So the issue here is the plus. Why is there a plus there in the beginning? I mean, oh yeah, because it doesn't think it's alone, so it starts with a plus. So it starts with a plus because it doesn't think it's alone. I guess I could just do like start char. I'm doing some lazy coding right now, like some Rastamouse is probably screaming in agony right now. No unit testing, just doing random ass patching over the whole place. Yeah, he's crying up right now. I bet it's that bad. He probably turned off the stream. He's only doing voice right now because it's bad. Oh. I think while doing the whole POC thing was fun, I actually had trouble sleeping. Like I could not sleep because the last 3 days before we got it working, we were so freaking close, like 98% there, and I just couldn't fucking sleep. Like my brain would not shut up when I went to bed. It was not fun. Like yeah. So I think I feel the fact that I sound like a brat when I say that, but generally had issues sleeping. It's not a good time. So I'm like, might Oh, of course. Of course it has to do the plus. Lol. Because every sequential one is the plus. So it doesn't have to do the plus in the beginning, right? I'm such a stupid man right now. I'm not gonna... What am I... Like, I can leave that, sure, but like... What am I doing? I just need to replace, like, trim the first character. Trim start plus, I think I need to do. Trim start. And then just do trim plus. I don't know why that hasn't been an issue before though. What is the issue? This needs a char. Remove all the leading. Oh, okay. It doesn't work like that, apparently. So remove first char in string match. Okay, you could do remove and then first to last index. Eh. Oh. Don't need this anymore. Don't need that anymore. Let's see if this breaks everything or if it works. So let's see. So here we have it. Replace this. So let's rip out this part specific. I guess I could even char encode that I'm seeing it failed. It would 100% defeat the freaking purpose though. But I could. I could. Oops. What did I have wrong there? I didn't notice this. Did you guys see that? So now, when the PowerShell snippet won't run, it gives me this red marker indicating that there's something wrong. But when I add what's missing, it goes away. I didn't notice that until now. That's cool. Okay, so this should probably work now. I gotta open a new PowerShell prompt though to repatch AMSI. Hey, works. AMSI init fail. Nice, we got it working. So I think I'm gonna create a little PowerShell for loop snippet, so I can like if it works with like 100 requests in a row, then I know it's pretty much good. Like obviously it's not gonna test each edge case, but I mean, so that would be PowerShell for in. I'm searching off screen here. For in count. I need suggestions though on what to do, what to stream. I don't even know what that is, Rasta. Like, never heard of. The day I do unit testing, then I'm solidly out of ideas. Like, yeah. So I think I'm going to do a while account on break because I'm lazy. So like count. Do you have to start them like this? So bad at PowerShell. Feel free to laugh. While true. I think it's like true, or is it true? Oh, I hate that about PowerShell. Freaking removes the command. print. Obviously, because I'm not referring the verbal. Ha! I can't do that? What the f... I can't... Oh, again, I'm not referring to the verbal. There we go. Yeah. And then in here I want to use the other snippet that we used. There we go. We want to use this. The question is, I should probably do this in a try catch, and then if it fails I should print like the thing out, but I'm just gonna YOLO it and see if it doesn't. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, now I can recall. So sometimes this happens? Okay, so let's try catch this and then stop when it breaks. So try. Ah, okay. Actually, what? I think this is, yeah. This is actually a problem. I remember this now. When I tried to implement this, the issue is that when you vget, like when you do like this, when you call the API directly, there's some encoding issue, so the foreign characters doesn't actually get into the payload, and that's why we get this. So not only would this help me avoid people using this directly in their scripts, which I don't want people to do, obviously. Yeah, but I mean it looks pretty good. I mean, if it runs through these hundreds, I'm gonna clean it. No, I'm not gonna even clean it up. I'm just gonna push it. Yo, that's the kind of dev I am. No unit testing. If it works 100 times in a row, it's good. Yeah, that's my kind of thing. Now, since we have time, let's actually try to execute this command. Let's try to execute this command in the new PowerShell window. Yeah, I know, it's amazing. Let's try to execute this in the new PowerShell window to see if it catches it sometimes. Like, to make sure all the payloads are actually undetectable. You sure did. So any of you been vaccinated yet? Rasta, you're in the you should, like, have you gotten the offer yet? We are way behind there in Norway. It's so slow. Like, the thing is, I'm actually fat enough, believe it or not. I'm like, my BMI is at the point where I could qualify to get it early because I'm fat. I never thought I would say that loudly, but... Ah, okay. I'm taking it's not great. Rest of us is probably vaccinated, right? I'm getting here. Okay, no, you're not though. I thought that people like you are prioritized because you're so important to the community. Like, I would think rest of us would be the, you know, like the first 50 in line. How fat do I have to become, Olaf? Like, I see challenges. I'm not great at losing weight, but I never had an issue gaining weight, so right? Damn. What? Okay, that's... Yeah, I am not sure that's gonna be, like... Yeah. Get fit with Dave and get fat with fun. Like Fat Dave. I have a confession to make before he accepts. I actually have a confession to make. I actually bought one of those office mills. Like, what's it called? Like a track mill? It's not called that. I actually bought one of those. And it should arrive like Monday. Or treadmill. Thank you. English is great. I work for an American company, by the way. I can't even recall what the treadmill is. Yeah, I bought like an office treadmill. That's like flat, obviously. Yeah, I blame Dave. Dave used it on stream. I believe it was on Friday, and then I was like, I should get that. Maybe I'll get skinnier. So waste no time. Like, I tried to ask Dave how he manages to get 48 hours out of 24 hours. I have a Whoop actually, and he wouldn't tell me. He wouldn't tell me how he managed to get 48 hours out of 24 hours. Because I don't know, I mean, either he doesn't sleep or something. He just, yeah. Hookers and cocaine. That's true though. Maybe the guy works out all day and then he go back in time. And then he says to his, like, old self, just keep working out. I'm gonna do all the work today. And then he's getting... But how would that work? Oh, that wouldn't work. Then by like day 100 there would be like 100 extra days. No, because the current day would be gone. Let's not get into time stuff, like, never makes sense. Yeah, right? I legit can't wait for the next Rick and Morty season though. They're so good. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure this works. But let's actually execute it in like a new process. So I think... How would we go about doing that? I think... Instead of doing IEX this... Let's right host it instead. Just to see what it looks like. And then... I'm gonna do like 1... And that, my count break thing obviously doesn't work. Yeah. My count break thing doesn't work, that's fine. Oh no, this VM is meh. Lockdown. Lockdown, boy. Okay, so I want to execute this in a new process, right? So I'm just thinking to myself, I should be able to... I could do like /cmd.exe/c and then this. And then and then this, right? And then I can do like... And it's not gonna find cmd.exe. Ah, it's start process, isn't it? Let's see. PowerShell. Start process. Do I really need to give it a freaking file path? No way. I thought you could just... Okay. Do I have to give it an argument list? There we go. Okay, okay. Stop. 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 Oh, fuck. Well, something happened. I mean, you wanted me to do unit testing. This is how you do unit testing, right, Rasta? This is how you do unit testing. Let's stop this count crap and just make it break. So I think that ran. I think you can do /k to make it not close, right? Okay, and then it complains. Cannot process the command because the encoding command is not properly encoded. Value must be base 64 encoded. I mean, what are you? Like, I don't get it. Okay, so I need to write, obviously, okay, I know what's wrong. My bad. I need to do like... There's probably a lot of stuff that would work. But you know, I want to do the most sketchy stuff ever. Just so I can make myself look stupid on stream. That's... So it complains, because this is probably not an argument list. Args, PowerShell. Okay, so let's do something else here. Let's... But I start job, would that run in the same context though? Or would that run in a separate window? Because every time this runs, it's gonna pass PowerShell for that specific PowerShell exe process. So it has to start in its own process, right? And the reason this is failing is because it expects the argument list to be a list. So I could just, it's gonna be dirty, but like if I split on this, no. Yeah, it's like there must be a way to start a process in PowerShell and have to giving it a list. Like. Okay, so apparently you can trick it by doing this. That doesn't work because it. Why is this window so big? That doesn't work because it doesn't resolve the variable properly. Okay, so this thing doesn't need to exist. That can be done like that. This can occur due to the system can't find a specified because it probably can't find PowerShell of the exe, right? Because if I do right host on this, that does this. And what is this at the end there? Do I have invoke web request there? No, I don't. Oh yeah, oh obviously I do. Okay, let's do this all over again, guys. Sorry, I'm stupid. This is why. Yeah, I'm stupid here. That wasn't a surprise probably for a lot of you. Right host, foo. Okay, it did work though. There we go. This is the command I want to run. So I think right now you could just cheat and just do start process. And then again, you can't find this file specified because of it doesn't have the full path to the PowerShell of the exe, which is kind of weird, but. Imagine this being so hard. Yeah, but shouldn't POF get it though? Let's see. PowerShell location. Oh, you don't use plus, do you? What do you mean the can't file the fine specified? Where's PowerShell located? Is it because please don't tell me it's because I have a capital P in there or something. I don't have a capital P. Hey, yeah, of course there's thank you. There's it always happens when you paste in strings, right? There we go. There we go, it runs it at least. Now to get it to handle the arguments. So I'm gonna look at the example here that somebody... Yeah. So he... Does it like that? Does that work? Okay, I'm just gonna replicate whatever he did here. I have no idea how that's gonna work, but okay, so now it opened the directory. Why does it open the directory? I still don't know why I... Oh yeah, invoke web request, get the source code. Start the process. There we go. Thank you. That wasn't that hard, was it? True. You can even see it return true before it closes. Okay, so let's try to make it stay open. PowerShell, stay open. No exit. We can use no exit. Okay. So let's, I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna just add no exit to the function thing here. Which is in the function. Like that. If I rerun that, that should work. And then, hopefully I can reach this, oh, I probably can't. No, is this or not? Hopefully I can reach this, and it stays open. Awesome. So now if it does post an error about getting detected, I will know. Awesome, it works. So the issue now is that I gotta make this thing host not on localhost. So run Azure function locally IP, set IP. So I can actually reach it from the VM which has Defender enabled, because if I enable Defender on this, it's gonna freaking nuke the whole VM, or the whole AMSI.fail project. It hates the AMSI. Fun thing, I actually have to run the... usually when I deploy Azure functions in Azure, I can do it to a Windows machine. But on this one, I actually have to do it to a Linux machine, because if I do it on a Windows machine, Defender or AMSI, whatever is installed, is nuking my project that I'm trying to deploy. So there is in fact signature checks on the Windows VMs that Azure uses for deploying infrastructure. Which I guess isn't a surprise, but at the same time it's kind of funny. Visual Studio set running IP Azure function. Hey Border, what's up? Not the DevOps ones. Okay, that's probably accurate, but the actual ones that you run in DevOps. Yeah, no, probably not DevOps one, but the at least the one that you deploy to like in production. Aren't you an MVP, Olaf? Pretty... Aren't you an MVP? Maybe? Ah, okay, I almost forgot this. So there's this thing in host that you can set. So if I go to hosts, you can specify what you want it to do. So I think you can do like host, and then this, and then I can probably set like local HTTP IP, maybe? So Azure function host file. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna search on the VM because searching off screen kind of loses the point, right? Azure function host file JSON. So there's the reference. Let's see if we can find any reference for local IP. So there should be one for local. What was the one I just found? Found one called local HTTP port. That doesn't exist. Awesome. Thank you for the freaking documentation, Microsoft. There must be something for bind address. Oh, come on. Okay, I'm gonna take a wild guess here, but apparently there's this thing in the debug thing here that you can set. So if I go to here and then not here, obviously here, and then in debug you can apparently set it here. So project application arguments, you can do hosts, like I've done this before, I just can't freaking remember it. Setting listening IP Azure function HTTP trigger. Like, no worries, Rasta, thank you so much for joining in, really appreciate it. I'll be sure to join your stream next Thursday at 9 PM my time. When do you stream again? You gotta do a shameless one though. Like yeah, I have to join this one. Error. Don't be like that. You know when you stream. Yeah, thank you. HGMT. Okay. So I'm just looking through documentation, trying to find a way to host this Azure function for more than just local hosts. And there's one way to do it. You could add like a forward rule in the firewall. So I'm going to try to do that because apparently, like, I can't find any documentation to other than to specify the port. So I'm gonna... What's this issue? I'm guessing interface is supposed to be my interface. No, there's like no input to bind it to anything. I'm trying to find that, but there's no... I can't find any documentation to bind it to a port or everything. I can only find how to bind it to another... I can find how to bind it to another port with another IP. So if we can find that, that would be amazing. But okay, yeah, obviously I forgot the bottom line because I'm an idiot. There we go. So now, there we go. So now I forwarded that. So if I try to reach this from outside, that should work. So I should technically just be able to pull this PowerShell script and see if that works. And we have a fucking update. What the fuck? Wow. What are the odds? I look away for 1 second and my VM decides to update. Like, what the frick? Okay. Not too bad though. So anybody did anything fun this weekend? Or was it all just work? I don't know why I assume everybody works in the weekends, but I guess for a lot of us there's a really thin line between our hobby and our work, so... And I mean, if anybody's here dealing with the whole proxy login thing, IR or defense or something, you guys are the real MVPs, I mean... So Bleeping Computer just may release the blog post. Okay, that's the same one that has been released. Damn, okay, so according to Bleeping Computer, 80,000 computers are still vulnerable. 80,000! Like... And imagine how many computers are on that internal network behind those, at the same with those computers. On March 1, there was a total of 400,000 exchange servers. Now there are only 80,000 left to be updated. Microsoft states. Okay, I gotta bring this article up. This was fun. I don't know why I'm reading this off screen, but it was a bit fun. So there's the statement here that I want to look at. So, okay, so this sort of explains it. So, first, earlier this week, a security researcher named, should I even try to butcher that name? I'm gonna go for Yang. A security researcher named Yang published a blog post detailing a proof of concept code for the exposed proxy logon. Yang also shared a purposely broken exploit on GitHub that needs more than some fixes to work properly. Okay, that's weird. Friday, blah blah blah. Soon after the PUC was published, Zhang received an email from Microsoft on GitHub stating that the PUC was being taken down due to its violation, as it violated acceptable use of policies. Now, that's fine, right? But I mean, once it's on the internet, it's on the internet. It doesn't matter if it's for 1 minute or 15 minutes. Once it's out there, it's out there. This weekend, a different security researcher published a proxy login PUC that requires a very little modification to exploit the vulnerable. Specifically, I thought this one was funny. Steven also agreed with Dorman's assessment that the information disclosed in the new book would make it easier for less skilled threat actors, known as script kiddies, to create a working proxy logon exploit. Now that is true. I'm not sure if I would call script kiddies threat actors, but I mean, with the amount of damage they can do with this, I guess that's somewhat fair, right? Let's see if this thing works and if we can push this to AMSI.fail today, so people can get their AMSI.fail bypass running. Could not contact. Oh yeah, obviously because it's trying to contact local hosts, so that's not that weird. Maybe somebody should make a APT called Script Kiddies for Ruffles. Let's see if that works. Might have to disable the firewall on both machines. I think I have it disabled here. No, actually do not, so I need to disable the firewall. Firewall network protection. What the fuck is Microsoft Defender firewall? It's running, right? Oh, I was holding it back, lol. So yeah, it ran, and I see no logons or errors, which means that it's running and Defender isn't detecting it. AMSI.init failed. Yep. So we patched it. It's done. I'm gonna run this a couple more times. Maybe we can get the break stuff to work. Let's run it like 40 times. And then we can't have the break here. And I don't think there's a point of having, yeah, food errors for this. Count plus plus. Count equals count plus 1. If count more than this, break. Stop! Okay. Yeah, that was more than I bargained for. For sure. It does look like... I did see some red text. But they closed by themselves, so I wasn't able to see what was the thing. But I mean, definitely looks like a majority of them had no issues running. Okay, yeah, I'm messing up. No, I lost control. Fuck. Okay, I have to kill this VM now. This VM is dead. Like, stop. I lost control, guys. Yeah, but I think we're gonna call that a successful fix. So let me go back into the function here and remove the no exit. Let's actually add the hidden. We need to bypass it ourselves. It's like this, right? That should work. Let's fire it up one more time to see if everything works, and then yeah, that was definitely Death by PowerShell. 69420. That's a, I mean, that's like proper threat actors giving themselves dope names. I mean, why not, right? Threat actors gotta have humor as well. Oh yeah, okay. Looks good. Yeah. That might be true. These VMs are in like closed environment though, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm not. I'm behind the NAT, so it should be fine. Oh yes, I definitely want to become famous. How do you ban? Bye bye. So I think I'm gonna call that a day. Definitely need to clean up the network rules. Is it that simple? I can just remove. Following. I'm gonna look into that later. But that's basically it. So AMSI.fail should generate payloads that are way harder to. I mean, that's basically undetectable now. Yeah, probably Dell. Or even the whole word delete, right? So there's definitely a del command, but it doesn't need all the ports. So tag. Listen port, listen address. Maybe it's delete? Nah, it is. So listen port 881. I didn't give it a protocol. Protocol. Yeah. This should have worked though. But I would get should just V2 yeah. I'm gonna do that later, no worries. So I think that's basically it for today. I mean, my streams are pretty short at this point, but it's no point streaming if you don't have any content, right? So I'll be pushing this to the repo then. Just gotta make sure I didn't break anything else, and then I'm gonna push it to the app service. Yeah, I have been playing with the thought of expanding AMSI.fail to a C# version as well. So you can generate like C# snippets for patching AMSI. However, I do think that's a bit more not great, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I think that's maybe taking it too far. So let's just gonna clean up the VS file here, and then I'm gonna push it. I should probably set up a pipeline though, so it, I deploy to my app service directly from the AMSI.fail repo. That would be nice. I don't have to deploy it manually. But I mean, yeah. I think that's gonna be it for today. So thank you so much for joining in. I'm doing live streams every Sunday, same time. 2 p.m. EST, that's 8 p.m. Norwegian time or UK time. I guess Central European time. I'll try. I like to try to keep them between like an hour and a half. I don't want to say. I think it's hard to maintain like a audience longer than like at least for this more than 2 hours is probably a stretch. So thank you so much for joining in. I really appreciate it. Next Sunday, I don't know what I will be doing. I'm thinking that Proxy Logon will probably have dropped like a bunch of pucks this coming week, so I might do a walkthrough of the puck that we have at TrustedSec, that me and Justin and Logan created. We'll see if we haven't released that puck this coming week, which we will not do unless everybody else does, right? Then I can't do that. But I mean, at some point when that book releases, I'll definitely do a live stream where I talk more about it. I'll show you the lab environment I set up for it and everything. And yeah, so there's a one of the cool things you can do, I posted a tweet about it, is that since you're dropping, well, or since Outlook, the web interface is based on ASPX, you can actually invoke and reflectively invoke other C# binaries directly into the process. So you don't have to drop a DLL or another binary or an actual web shell. Just from that reset ORB virtual directory call, you could get a shell. It would live inside the Outlook process. Which, at least based on the signatures I've seen so far, they focus mostly around Outlook dropping web shells and not Outlook communicating weirdly or loading binaries. So when the POC drops, I'm definitely going to talk more about that and probably some other stuff as well. So thank you so much for joining in. I really appreciate it. Next Sunday, 2 p.m. EST time. Yeah, thank you so much for joining in. Talk to you next Sunday. Bye bye.